Blue Beetle Review, DC superhero entry gets by with heart, humor and sterling cast. Give the waning days of the old era of DC movies at Warner Bros. Some credit for going out in style. I might have been something of a dissenting voice, but I thought June's big screen The Flash, despite disappointing some fanboys and at the box office, was a winning affair, a step above most superhero fare. And now I can say the same for the first cinematic attempt at bringing Blue Beetle to life, a much better movie than its August 18th release date might indicate. Under the assured direction of Angel Manuel Soto, it features a sharp cast of Latino actors led by the appealing Zolo Mariduena in the title role aka college student Jamie Reyes, who comes home to his tight-knit family only to have things go crazy when he becomes the chosen one to carry the tradition of the Blue Beetle, a reluctant superhero whose powers know no limits. At least that is what it looks like. The character goes back 8 decades, first appearing in Mystery Men comic number 1 in 1939 and later in Captain Atom number 83 in 1966. The alter ego was much different in those cases and only led to the current Jamie Reyes in 2016 in Infinite Crisis number 3. There the young Jamie lived with his family in El Paso, Texas, but now for his feature debut the creative team including writer Gareth Dunnett Alcocer decided to give him more edge by placing him in a modern Gotham-style city called Palmera. It is there Jamie decides to help out his family's emerging financial troubles by getting a job in a big company. It doesn't go well for him or his lively sister Milagro, Belisa Escobedo, but as luck would have it, on his way out the door he meets Jenny Cord, Bruna Marquezine, who by chance gives him hope by saying there might be a job for him at her tech company Cord. Founded by her father, it now is being run by her devious Aunt Victoria, Susan Sarandon, who has visions for the company that involve one-man fighting machines that can take over the world, think RoboCop types. At any rate, eager Beaver Jamie shows up claiming he has an appointment with Jenny, only to be turned away. But when an emergency hits the building, he sees her rushing out of there and catches up to remind her of their meeting. Because she needs to get some very important cargo out of there quickly, she gives him a shot by handing him a hamburger box that contains a life-changing opportunity for Jamie, who is instructed never to open it. Of course, once he takes it back to the family, that is exactly what they urge him to do. Inside is the scarab in the form of a blue beetle. Jamie has just unleashed madness but real powers too, as the device overtakes him, invades every part of his body and sends him flying through the roof. What the hell is happening? This is only the beginning as the backstory gets told by Jenny, swearing it is not her fault that he has been chosen to partner with this scarab, whose initial instincts are to kill. Eventually he finds a way to communicate with it and start to deal with the real problems caused by Victoria and her crew including Carapax, Raul Max Trujillo, who is a template for the kind of fighter Victoria envisions. As Jenny soon realizes, Auntie is up to no good and must be stopped, Jamie aka Blue Beetle has met his match and, with the scarab by his insides, sets out to save the world. Where this film really gets its heart and soul is not with the typical genre tropes but rather with the family dynamic created here, a real Latino lovefest that includes ailing dad, Damian Alcazar, mother, Elpidia Carrillo, sister Milagro, very funny Uncle Rudy, a wild George Lopez, and scene-stealing Nana, the great Oscar nominee Adriana Barraza of Babel, whose revolutionary past comes in handy when push turns to shove and the fireworks begin. Like most of these movies, the final third turns into all-out carnage and loses a bit of its fresh style, but for the most part Blue Beetle is highly entertaining thanks to its irresistible family at its center and its protagonist played with grit and heat by Mariduena. Sarandon summons up a boatload of evil but never sails over the top in a role that could have drifted into complete stereotype. Harvey Guillen, what we do in the shadows, as Dr. Sanchez, always by her side to help in her quest, brings some dimension to his role.